Hi, and welcome to The Bright Balloon, a podcast where I'm sharing bright ideas for your balloon business. My name is Sarah Meyer, and I'm a balloon business owner like you, and I love the creative side of what I do, but I really love the business side, which seems to be the part where most people struggle. So I'm here to help. Each week, I'm bringing you an episode full of bite-sized tips you can use to make improvements in your business. I want you to make more money, eliminate stress, and learn along with me as we grow our creative businesses together. Welcome to The Bright Balloon, presented by 17 Hats. Hello and welcome to this week's episode. Today I'm chatting with my friend Jenn Nikos, who I've known for a really long time, and it's been fun to see her business grow. So she talks about growth, her space, she talks about the big balloon build, and also being on a reality show. So we cover a lot in this episode. And she also is an advocate for hiring out the parts of your business that you don't know how to do or you don't want to do. So she is another one of our curated episodes brought to you by Nicole from Let Nicole Help. And Jenn was one of her clients, and Nicole went in and cleaned up her 17 hats, got it working for her. And that's what she can do for you as well. So this was a really fun one. I love Jenn. If you know Jenn, you know she's honest and fun, and we just had a great time. So without further ado, let's jump into this week's episode with Jenn Nikos from Fun by the Yard. Welcome to the You Glue Hotline, where we discuss great advice that sticks. Brought to you by Pro Tapes. If you have a question or some great advice to share, click the link in the show notes to call in and leave a voicemail.
Hi there, my name's Denver. I'm the owner of Called the Party in Halifax, Nova Scotia, and the best tip I have received for jumbo balloons when you put vinyl on them, instead of using transfer tape, use green painter's tape. And it is way less likely to pop your balloon, and it comes off super easy. I actually tried it this weekend with transfer tape, and it popped the balloon, and then I tried it again with painter's tape, and it was perfect. So just a little tip, if you use jumbo balloons and decals, if you cut Cricut decals or anything like that, it's a great way to transfer your vinyl. Thank you so much.
Pro Tapes is a leading manufacturer of specialty tape products like Pro Gaff, Pro Artist Tape, and our favorite balloon tape, U Glue, which helps you create amazing balloon arrangements and decorations in less time. You can save 5% on U Glue when you buy directly from Having a Party using code BRIGHT at checkout. All right, welcome to this episode, Jenn. We go way back, Jenn Nikos. You said you go by either. It's fun how the balloon world likes to make up our own last names. Everyone calls me Sarah Meyer. It's Meyer, but whatever. And you are the owner of Fun by the Yard. Give us an introduction. Welcome, first of all, and let us know who you are, where you're located, and a little bit about your business.
Of course. Yeah, I started back in 2011. I'm just doing the yard cards for friends and family, and that turned into balloons. And just for friends and family, and then corporate got a hold of me and asked me to do it, and I said absolutely not. I don't know what I'm doing. I can't help you. And they begged and they begged, so I tried, and it turned out awful, just awful the first time I did it. But I figured I better figure this out if I'm going to keep doing it. So I took a couple classes. Actually, my very first class, either great story, was it was Dante and Eddie Hayland.
Those are two good ones to start with.
Amazing. Yeah. And once they got a hold of me, it was all downhill. This is my life now. So yeah, I started doing that, and I don't remember the actual date. I think it was 2014. I don't know, when I started full force into balloons. And then 2018, I just had enough. I couldn't keep up the balloons and the day job, so I went full time then. And yeah, I got my shop and my van and my people, and it's just, yeah, it keeps growing and growing and growing.
So I remember, I actually haven't caught up with you in a couple of years, but I know you were kind of in between spaces and you were looking at a warehouse. And where are you now?
I found the most amazing space. It's a warehouse space. I wouldn't encourage people to come here. It's not in the best part of town, and it has no curb appeal. It's kind of my hidden little oasis. But it's 4,000 square feet. It's huge. It has drive-in access, so I can drive my van right into the building to load. It has two separate office spaces. It has a storage space for all my framing. It's amazing.
That's really cool. And how can I ask, can I be nosy? How much do you pay per month for something like that?
It's unheard of. When I started looking for space around here, it was anywhere between $1 to $2.50 per square foot.
Okay.
So that would make a 4,000 square foot place $4,000 to $6,000, right?
Okay.
Plus utilities, and so it would be crazy. I found a deal from this friend of a friend, actually used to be an old boss of mine, and I'm getting this space for $1,000 a month.
That's amazing. I feel like in California, that would be $1 million, like
Yeah,
4,000 square
yeah,
feet. Do you have
yeah.
more space than you know what to do with, or do you utilize all
I
of
do.
it?
I have space I haven't even used yet. I've had some balloon friends here, and they're like, "What are you going to put in this room?" Like, I don't know.
That's amazing. What a nice problem to have. I feel like we're
Yeah, for
all the
sure.
opposite. I am just stacking things. I just have boxes on top of boxes at this point. It's crazy. But that is really exciting that it worked out. And I think the location is interesting. Like you're saying, like I don't really need people to come here, so it's not a huge problem that it's not in a great area or that
Right.
it's not beautiful. And that you didn't go the direction of like a storefront. I never want a storefront. I know a lot of
No,
people do,
never.
but
I
like
never want to
I
be retail. No.
right, exactly. Well, cool. And then how about your like your staffing situation? Is it just you? Do you have full-timers? What does that look like?
I have a bunch of part-timers
Okay.
because I don't have that steady work where I can, it's not fair to hire somebody and then you can't pay them.
Right.
There's times where I can give you 20 hours a week. There's times I can give you 60 hours a week. So it's nice to be able to have that pool of people where I can say, okay, you can work this week. You can only work Saturdays. You can only, and I can plug in play where I need people. And then for my bigger jobs, which are coming more and more often now, I've been able to call balloon friends. And that's been a whole nother ball of wax.
You know what though? I have started doing the same thing because first of all, they are truly 1099 employees. I feel like 1099 versus W-2 employees, it's gray and it gets dicey really quick.
Right.
But if someone has their own balloon company and they're working for you, they're 100% a contractor because they're
Oh,
literally
yeah.
doing the same thing for themselves. And I have had great luck. I currently have someone inflating for me who owns a balloon company. Yesterday, I hired someone in the city I was going to who has a balloon company. And I mean, it was just marquees, but she helped me load in and out. And she brought her husband and son. So we had like a crew, and it was
Yeah.
the best money ever spent. I feel like a lot of people are afraid that other balloon people will steal your clients. Have you ever had anything like that happen?
I don't bring in anybody in the local. I fly people in or drive people in from other places.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, I wouldn't work with anybody local. No.
Okay. Yeah, mine are, I mean, about an hour away, so I guess they could be my competition, but like it's such a spread out area that it's like I feel like if they were my competition, they already would be my competition, if that
Right.
makes sense. Like
Right.
they're not going to go after my clients because we already would be going after the same clients. So yeah, no, I've had really good luck with that as well. Um, that's neat. And then this we should have chatted about this, earlier, but this month is curated by Nicole from Let Nicole Help. And she reached out to me and said, I think Jenn would be a really great person to kind of, not only be on the podcast, but kind of represent what she does. So that's another area where you hire, and you hired Nicole to set up your CRM. So she does 17 hats setups. And you said before we started recording, you will hire her to do whatever she's offering because she's great.
I wish she were in my back pocket 24/7. She is so amazing.
So
Yeah,
you
I
are
reached out to her initially because of one of your podcasts. You had mentioned, that she was helping you. And I thought, oh, she can maybe help me set up my 17 hats. She's transformed my business. Without her help putting these processes into place, I wouldn't be where I am.
that's amazing.
Yeah.
And same, like I set up my own 17 hats. I introduced her to 17 hats, but now she's so far beyond where I would have ever gotten because like
Right.
we don't have time to like explore the new bells and whistles, and that's what she does. So anytime there's an upgrade, it's like neat that I have someone who gets it better than I do. So yeah, if anyone's listening and you want a CRM and you want systems, but you're like, I'm not super techie. I mean, Jenn, I think you're the poster child for that. Like you have no interest in, I'm not saying you're not techie, but you run
No,
around
I'm
saying you're
not.
not
I am the
techie.
most technical challenged person you'll ever meet.
But you have a website, you have a CRM, you have systems. So like it doesn't necessarily matter. You just have to hire the right people. So Nicole nominated you for this episode, and we both love her and sing her praises.
Of course we do.
Very cool. Well, let's take a quick break and then let's get into the meat of this episode. You have done so many interesting things in the past year. You've been on a reality show. You've hosted the Big Balloon Build, which like welcome to this little tribe of hosts, and so much else in your business that we're going to talk about today. So we'll take a quick break and we'll be right back.
Love it.
Are you ready to take your balloon business to the next level? Look no further than Having a Party Wholesale, your ultimate destination for all things balloons. Having a Party Wholesale is on the cutting edge of new products that will wow your clients, from top brands like Tuftex, Jamar, Anagram, Ellie's, Sempertex, Premium Conwin, and introducing Brookloon, a new balloon line created by the Having a Party family. They've got the widest selection to fuel your creativity. Join the successful league of professional balloon artists who shop at havingaparty.com. All right, welcome back. Let's get into this reality show. You were on a reality show. Explain what this was. Where can we see it? Just give us the background of what happened here.
Yeah, it's called The Blocks, and it's all about entrepreneurship, not balloon specific. Mostly towards new business, startups, tech companies, that kind of thing, which is not at all my realm. But Fudge got me involved in this, and Jonathan Fudge, I'm sorry. And he went on, he was actually a judge then. And so I said, you know what, if he can do it, I can do it. And
so is this like localized? Is this like a national show? What's it on?
It's national. It started in Kansas City, and now they film in, oh gosh, where did I go? Don't ask me that, Sarah. I'm having a complete brain fart.
Oh, wait, you went to film. They didn't come and follow you?
Yeah, no, you go there and you film. It's a live-in competition. Like, it's
Holy
a reality.
Cow!
Yeah. So you spend the morning learning, and then you spend the afternoon competing about what you've learned.
Okay.
And then, they give top prizes and everything. But my mindset when I went in was, I just want to learn. I want to get some business coaching. I want to figure out how other people run their businesses and get the lowdown. So I did that. I learned quite a bit, but I didn't want to play the game. I didn't want to do the reality part. I didn't want to, they wanted you to go above and beyond and do things that weren't really part of your character just for TV. And I didn't want to be part of that. So I just sat back and took notes.
I would be the opposite. I would be like, who's the villain? Is it me? Okay. What sound bites do you need? I'd be like, who wants to be on my alliance? I would be like hardcore from day one. What is, I guess, the goal? Like, what is the game part of it, or the reality show part of it?
Sure. Well, it just, different days were different things. There were like, today is about marketing. Today is about communication. This day is about, they had different topics. And so they would teach you different ways and different things to do. And then in the afternoon, they would give you a scenario. Okay, your business is going through this. How do you fix it? What do you do?
Interesting. And then they like judge you on who made the best choices?
Yeah, you have to give a presentation like within 5 minutes. They say, okay, here's the situation. What do you do? Get on stage. Tell us all the facts.
Oh my gosh.
You have no time to prepare.
Were you nervous?
I was so nervous. Not because I didn't know, but because I didn't have time to prepare. Yeah. So I'm like, okay, I could take this 20 different ways. Which way should I go? And then it's like, word vomit.
Yeah, that's like almost like debate in high school.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm looking it up right now. Where can I watch this?
The Blocks, BLOX. And okay. It is, it's on Prime and YouTube. And I think they've got another streaming service now too.
Why am I just finding out about this? I knew you were on this, but for some reason, I guess I thought it was something like in your town. Like I thought it was like a localized thing. I had no idea it was such a big deal. No, did you win first place? Obviously, you should have.
I didn't even make 10th place. Are you kidding? No, I didn't win any part of that. I sat back and took my notes and learned stuff.
So how long did you have to be there?
It was a week. Yeah, we were sequestered, couldn't say anything, couldn't talk to anybody, couldn't say the results.
Well, I mean, at least it wasn't like 3 months. It wasn't like this huge commitment, but that's exciting. Did you make any friends?
I made some contacts and some people I'm still talking to now, kind of networking wise, but no one that, you click with some people and you don't click with others. It wasn't like that. It wasn't a friendly kind of situation.
Yeah, and I'm looking, so I'm like Googling it right now as we talk. There's like a lecture hall full of people. So like this wasn't like the 10 contestants and they narrow it down one by one.
You start with like 5,000 and you do,
God.
yeah, they do interviews and they get it down, and then they end up with 100 per episode or per season.
Okay.
And so then each season does, I think it's like 12 episodes, I think, and then they air them one by one.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how many do they get rid of in the first episode? Like half?
You don't really you don't get kicked off like a
Okay.
regular season.
Okay.
They pull up the best, and then the next day the best are wearing the red jersey, right? That's like everybody's gunning for the best.
That's intense already. Just wearing a special shirt.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then what is the first, like, who wins or how does that happen?
It's all by points. And
Okay.
at the end of the week, they say who had the most points. They keep you updated every day.
And they win $1 million?
You know what? I don't remember the grand prize, but I don't feel like it was that much.
Oh my gosh, I'm obsessed. I have to go watch this now. Have you watched it back?
I've watched other seasons. I haven't watched mine.
You didn't watch your own season?
No.
So you don't even know if you're on it?
Oh, I'm on it.
Like,
because
will we
I had
see
people
you?
tell me I'm on it.
Jenn! This is what we're watching tonight. My husband is in for a rude awakening with our new viewing schedule. I can't wait. I'm so excited.
I think I'm only on like one or two episodes, and I only say like three things because they would give you the opportunity to go on the camera, and I would no thanks.
Really? I'd be the opposite. Yeah. Surprise. They'd be like, ma'am, we need you to stop talking. We're going to escort you off the stage. I'd be like, everything. Well, that's really neat. That's cool that you did that. And you did the big balloon build this year too. I feel like you have these like massive bucket list items like, oh, what'd you do this year? And I'm like, I don't know. And you're like, I was on TV in a reality show and I hosted a huge balloon event. But I want to give a big balloon build its own segment because you had a doozy. I think a lot of us have heard of it since then, but there was a very serious accident that happened at your event. And I can't imagine having to juggle that on top of everything else that you had to juggle. So let's take a break and then get into all things big balloon build. If you're looking to grow your balloon business through sales and marketing, Balloon Suite is the high-tech toolkit designed just for you. Let's chat with Jeff Kelly, owner of Balloon Suite, to answer one of your sales and marketing questions. All right, Jeff, today, question from Big Day Hooray about advertising. What are the best advertising dollars that we can spend? And then I'm going to tag on a question too. What are red flags we might want to look for? Because I think there's a lot of people who are trying to say, like, oh, I can help you with SEO. I can help you with ads. I can do, I get like 5 emails a day from random people saying they can help boost this or sell that. Like, where should we be putting our money and what are we looking for in a trustworthy source?
I think that one of the best places to put your money for advertising in any market for balloon decor is in Google Ads. There's a challenge with Google Ads, which is that you need to learn a lot and know a lot and spend a decent amount of time doing it to be good at it. But Google Ads have some really clear, if you're very controlled with how you run your Google Ads and you're very reserved and you don't just give Google all the control and you just step into it a little bit and a little bit and a little bit, what you'll find is that there are some very specific ads you can run in your market that will generate leads and allow you to generate sales and bring profit. What you're looking for in a provider who can help you run ads is somebody who's going to speak about your business and can clearly talk about what works for your specific type of business, your balloon decor business or your rentals business. If they don't have a whole bunch of clients doing the exact same thing, then they don't actually know what works for your business. And you're going to spend a lot more money helping them learn what works while you're just frustrated with the results.
All right. Thanks so much. Balloon Suite helps boost your sales, solve everyday problems, and keeps you on track to reach your goals. Check out the link to Balloon Suite in the show notes wherever you're listening or head right to balloonsuite.com. All right, welcome back. Big balloon build, South Bend. Was it a success?
It was a huge success. My charity was amazed. Everything went really well from their standpoint, but from our balloon family standpoint, of course, it was a different story.
Yeah. So if anyone doesn't know, there was a bad car accident on was it the first day?
The second day, but yeah.
Second day. And it was like most of the team, right? So from your point of view, why don't you tell us what happened?
So it was all of anybody that was in charge, the director, the designers, the production managers, like the whole core people that are running the big balloon build were all involved in this horrific accident. Everybody ended up in the hospital. It was terrible. Everybody's, going to be fine, which is the underlying great thing. But we didn't know that at the time.
Yeah, Karis was
Um,
very, very injured and I think still is recovering. So
yeah,
this wasn't like a fender bender. This was like, I'm very glad no one died.
yes, yes, exactly. So now we're coming back into the big balloon build with no one in charge, a bunch of people looking at me for direction, and I have none because I wasn't involved in the team and the design team and the process and getting because I don't know. I don't, they want answers and I don't have any.
Oh,
And just trying to manage all of that, it was a lot. You
yeah.
you learned a lot that day.
I mean, it was a lot. That's when anyone's like, how was the big balloon build? I'm like, it was a lot. Like to host it was a lot because you're in charge, like you said, not really of any of the balloon stuff. Like you can't. It's just impossible to be involved with the promotion and the charity and all the local stuff. And in addition, doing any of the balloon design is just like not a possibility. So they have the team come in. Dante was one of your designers. Jenny Porter was there. Stuart obviously is the director. Liz, like all the people. Well, Liz wasn't there actually.
No, no.
No, Liz was not there. Who else was in the car? Greg.
Right.
He was in charge of rigging. So like all the people, like
Yeah.
you
So
said,
I
with
now
the
I have no
plan.
rigger. I have no designer. I have no director. Yeah.
So how quickly after that accident did you know?
I got the phone call actually during the accident. Like
Okay.
it like crash, boom, phone rang. Like
Okay.
instantly.
And then how, like, what was the rest of that night like? I mean, did you sleep? Did you like formulate a plan? Who were you actually talking to? Because everyone who knew what was up was not there.
Right. Yeah. So I got a phone call from someone that was in the vehicle during the crash, met them at the hospital, took care of everybody, make sure doctors were notified, families were notified, doctors were in the loop. I got everyone settled. By the time that was done, the alarm went off to get back to the big balloon build. I didn't sleep at all. Got back in there and was advised, don't say anything. We don't want anyone upset. We don't have answers. Just go on as life as normal. So I really wasn't allowed to say much, if anything. And everybody's like, well, where is all these people?
Right. Because like you
They'll
didn't
be
know. I
here,
mean,
they may be here later. I don't know. I'm trying to make things up. It was a
oh,
little hairy. And then of course I've got media coming in now who wants to do interviews, and I'm trying to put on a smile face after I've been up for 48 hours and I don't know if my friends are even okay. It was one of the hardest days of my life, honestly.
oh my gosh. I can't imagine. Because yeah, it wasn't like keeping secrets. It was like, we don't know if they're all
Yeah,
going to
yeah,
survive. Like that was scary.
yeah.
I got a call early-ish. I mean, much later than you, but I think I knew within a day and it wasn't public for a while after that. And it was just, I mean, heart-wrenching. But from the outside looking in, I mean, everything turned out well. Was that because the plans had already been made and the team leads kind of knew what they were doing? Like, how did things continue?
It was absolutely because of the team leads and the crew that we had. Everyone just jumped in and they were amazing. I couldn't have been happier. Our team was just, they were phenomenal.
Did the design have to change at all? Like, was there anything you were like, we're just like obviously not going to get to this, or like did it kind of go off as planned?
We should have scrapped a whole bunch of it and Dante would have none of it. He said we're
Really?
doing all of it. Yeah, he was hurt and still dragging in there trying to get it all done.
Yeah, and Jenny came back too, right?
Yeah, it took her another day or two, but yeah, she was back in there. Yeah,
And Greg couldn't. I mean, Greg broke his leg, and Stuart
right.
was in the hospital with his daughter. So, like, I mean, the fact that anyone returned, I can't believe that. But the amount of stress that it put on you. I just felt so bad. I wish I could have done anything from afar, but obviously none of us could.
Well,
But
so many balloon friends just jumped right in, and I couldn't have done it without them. It was
yeah,
not me, it was all them.
yeah, that's amazing. Did you get to touch any balloons, or were you, I mean, you were putting out fires everywhere.
I was putting out fires, and I was also trying to pick up slack. So yeah, I was blowing up balloons too.
Yeah, wow. But in the end, your charity was very happy and you were fundraising for the Ronald McDonald House, right?
Right, yeah. And it came full circle, because then Ronald McDonald House then was able to house Stuart while he was taking care of his daughter.
Yeah, that's incredible. What a story. Oh my gosh. But overall, did you have any other takeaways from the big balloon build? Even though, I mean, the accident kind of took center stage. I think that's going to be the most memorable, horrible part of it. But do you feel glad overall that you hosted? Are you seeing benefits of that from your business?
I learned so much about business, about myself, about how to deal with traumatic things when you have to come up with plan B, plan C, plan D. And it was huge for me personally. It was a growing experience.
Hmm.
Yeah, it was good stuff.
Well, that's great. Yeah, that's good. I mean, I learned a ton from mine as well. And I don't want to get too dark, but the thing that I have been kind of realizing as I've been in balloons long enough now, I feel like we talk about like, oh, we need to have a plan in case something were to happen to us, or we need to figure out, someone else who can jump in case there's an emergency. And like I feel like over the last 10 years, I've been very lucky to not really have any of those emergencies. I mean, I went into labor early. That was kind of dumb that I took a job so close to being due with the baby. But more and more, you do see these things. I mean, we have a friend who's fighting cancer. We see these accidents happen. I knew someone who got hurt on a job. And it's like more and more, I'm realizing I need help. I need stuff documented. I need insurance, all the stuff that really sucks about being a business, but like I'm just seeing it over and over and over again. Like I need an exit plan. I need to know like what I'm doing when I physically can't do balloons anymore or if I couldn't for some reason. So it's as fun as our jobs are, more and more I just feel like I'm surrounded by this reality of like no, I need a plan and then I need a backup plan and then I need insurance and then I need catastrophic you know, if the worst imaginable happens, I need a plan for that as well. And this big balloon build was like one of the other things that happened that was a good reminder that it's like you can't just assume it's all going to work out. Like you need to assume that something's going to happen and you need a backup plan. Have you started feeling that as well as you've been in balloons long enough?
Yeah, it's all the unfun stuff, right? It's
Hmm.
not the colors and the balloons and the excitement, it's the business side, and you have to be able to balance both.
Yeah. And it's hard. And it's not, I don't know that anyone has the answers, but I think there are more people than not who are just kind of crossing their fingers. And like, I don't want to go another year crossing my fingers. I just really want to make sure that my ducks are in a row and that, stuff's recorded. And not that balloons are the end of the world. Like, worst case scenario, someone's not going to get their balloons. But I'm thinking more like, no, worst case scenario, I am in the hospital and can't provide for my family. That's more what I'm thinking about in terms of being prepared. But this was another one of those reminders that it's like you really do need to have stuff figured out. So, oof,
And first, I mean, that foundation has to be there. You
yeah.
can't come into this 10 years down the road and go, oh, I should have.
Hmm.
Do it now when you're just starting out. Make sure that you have those plans in place, that you have insurance, that you're ready to roll if something goes sideways.
Yeah, yeah. Even like knowing where my stuff is. Like Zach and I have started now like moving. We have like retirement accounts that are like at our old jobs. We're like starting to kind of move those to like a centralized location. So like we both could find them if something happened. Or even like my business. I'm like glad that I pay a bookkeeper who can access and knows where all my finances are and what like again, if something were to happen to me, God forbid, or like if I'm just sick and don't want to have to be running a business from a hospital, like I'm glad I have people who know how to pay my taxes or know where my finances are or where to find that stuff besides me. Like that's a big, jump that I've made in the past couple years. Like now at
Absolutely.
least someone somewhere can help. But it's that stuff that I just don't really think about until sometimes it's like a good reminder of like, oh gosh, bad stuff does happen.
So everybody should just do that right now. Turn off the podcast, go get your stuff in order.
Yeah.
I'm serious. If it's not done, it's so important.
I know. I know. That's on my list of like I have the most depressing list of things to do this year. Like, oh, Will, like
Yeah.
writing down my passwords to where everything is. But it's like, I mean, this got dark quick, but I do think that's a reality of running your own business because it's not like the HR department's just going to help you out. Like, we are the HR department.
Just take a day and do all those things. Make the
Yeah.
list, check them off, and it is done. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, okay, let's switch gears because woo, that's a little sad.
Yeah, too
But
dark, too dark.
oh, sorry. But since the big balloon bill, how long has it been now? Like a long
It was
time, 6 months?
Yeah.
So what, do you have anything big and exciting planned, or are you excited to return to like business as usual? Like what's next for your business?
Well, business has picked up quite a bit. My main client is university. We have a lot of schools in our town, Notre Dame being the biggest one. And I've just taken on some more contracts with them. So that's putting a lot on my plate, which is another reason I'm having people from out of state come help.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and Annie and Porter just came and helped with the big
Oh, I
one.
saw that. I saw
So
them on
that
your
was
Instagram.
fun. Yeah, yeah. And of course we just did the balloon drop in Chicago for the
Yep.
DNC. That was fun.
DNC. Oh, so that's another
Yeah.
bucket list item you get to add to your year. You have had quite the year.
I know. It's been a crazy year. And you don't even think about it till you look back and go, gosh, I guess I did some stuff.
Yeah, that's amazing. Can I ask you a
Yeah.
question about universities? Because I know some people kind of target them, and I love working for colleges, but especially at a big university like Notre Dame. Like I would imagine the departments don't all talk to each other. Like how are you getting those jobs and how are you staying front of mind? I feel like universities are hard. There's a lot of turnover, there's a lot of budget
So
issues. Like do you have any tips for people looking to get into colleges?
that's just it. It's every department. Once you're in with one, it doesn't mean you're in with all of them.
Right.
And then even the ones you get in with, they're going to change positions or they're going to leave. And you have to make sure your name stays front of mind. The best thing to do is get your name in with the purchasing department because when someone is looking for someone, that's the first place they go. I need a vendor for balloons. Who do you have?
Yeah.
So that way everybody has that information.
Ooh, that's a good idea. Do you do any like marketing? Do you like strategically try to reach out or like get names or it finds you?
It finds me. I have an actual tab on my website specific to Notre Dame.
Oh,
So
that's
that
smart.
really
Yeah.
helps with SEO. So
That's
whenever
really
they're
smart.
Googling balloons at Notre Dame, boom, I pop up.
Cool, cool. And what type of events are you doing there? Because I think sometimes other than like homecoming or reunion weekend, like I'm not even sure what type of events to target.
I'm there almost every week. It never
Really
stops. Yeah, especially right now because it's home games. I do all the football games. But
interesting.
yeah, there's the junior class does a ton. They do like 3 or 4 dances through the year. They do appearance weekend. They do a bunch. So you get in with your junior class or whatever that is for you. So that's a biggie. All of the home games. Then basketball season comes. I do all of that. I'd work with the cheer team. I do stuff when they're coming away. And then a big one for me is actually visiting teams. There is a
Oh,
couple organizations that do tailgates for the visiting teams. And if you get your name in with them, whenever the visiting team comes, you set up for them when they come.
wow.
Yeah.
That's cool. I mean, I feel like I'm a little far from like our big university. I feel like mine are mostly like states, like not state schools, like private schools. So they probably
Mhm.
wouldn't have that, but anyone with a big university, that's super smart to try to go after the visiting teams, especially if you're like, hey, every visiting team always has a thing set up. Do you want to do that
They
too?
do.
They'll
Yeah.
be like, shoot, I guess we should. That's a good idea.
Yeah. And the Alumni Association, they do a ton. Recruiting, I'm doing all the football recruiting team. Yeah, visiting the Visitors Bureau, anything they're having like, parents coming in, freshman orientation. There's just always something going on campus.
Have you ever had pushback about latex balloons?
No,
The one
never.
college I do, all of a sudden they're like latex free. And I'm like, what? What are you talking about? Like my high schools aren't even latex free.
No, no issues at all.
Interesting. Interesting. Well, that's awesome. Um, I need to target my schools. I feel like this whole year was just like survival, like maintaining, because it's like I had this baby. This is not when I'm gonna ramp up my sales, but like I just can feel like I'm chomping at the bit. Next year, I'm just gonna go hardcore into marketing and to getting new business. And I'm collecting all the ideas. And I love universities because I feel like they're usually pretty flexible about delivery and pickup. Um, and they're always spending other people's money, which is my favorite type of client. Like anytime it's not coming out of their bank account, they're
Right?
much happier to spend it,
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go after more schools. But let's take one more break and then let's get into the fun questions, end on the light stuff, and then wrap this one up.
Love it.
Before we wrap up this week's episode, I wanted to let you know that the 2025 Bright Balloon Business Planner is now available on Amazon. I created this planner a few years back when I was looking to purchase a planner to set my business goals, and everything I found was way too overwhelming. It included everything from a monthly schedule to your kids' soccer practice schedule to your grocery list. It was way too much. So I created something very simple and straightforward, simply for your business, for setting realistic goals and tracking your important numbers. So if that is something that will help you in your business, like it's helped me, it's available now. You can search on Amazon for the Bright Balloon Business Planner or click the link in the show notes wherever you're listening. I hope it helps. All right, welcome back. Let's end on some lighter questions. Every guest now gets to answer these fun ones. The first is, where do you like to go on vacation? Where's your favorite spot?
I have two actually. My favorite vacation that I've taken recently, my husband and I went to West Virginia. I'm kind of an adrenaline junkie. And so we spent the week, we went to some class 5 rapids, we went zip lining over a gorge, we did razor rides over the mountain, we scaled a bridge, we went on a waterfall surfing trip, I went cliff jumping, like all of this stuff all in 1 week. That was
What?
the most amazing vacation.
I feel like I could do one of those things in a week and then be like, I'm tired.
No, no. I love jumping out of airplanes. I want to go bungee jumping. Like I want to do all the things.
Shut up. I had no idea. That's so
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
Oh
And
my gosh.
then out of the country, Belize is always my favorite. They've got this wonderful rainforest hike where you can get in an inner tube and do like the underground caves. So fun.
Cool. Do you schedule like a big vacation every year? Or do you just kind of like fit it in when it can? Like how do you make time for these big vacations?
I don't. I mean, I've only been on a few vacations in my whole life because I'm always work, 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 work.
Yeah.
And my husband's like, so when's that next vacation? So we really need to do that. We need to put it on the list. He's a scuba diver and he likes adventure too. So I'm sure we'll go somewhere tropical.
Oh, that's cool. Very cool. All right. Next one is, what is something that you purchased recently? It does not have to be balloon related, that you're loving, that you would recommend.
I hate shopping, Sarah. I cannot stand shopping. If I could send someone else, I would. But Annie just talked me into buying the big mattress bags with the zipper. I can't get enough of it. I got this
Oh,
king
I've
size
never even
mattress
heard of
bag.
this.
Oh, girl. It's like heavy, heavy duty plastic and it's got a zipper. You can close it. I can fit an entire arch into one bag, put the whole bag in my van, pull it out, pop it up, done. It's amazing.
Wait. Okay. So please stop. How? How do you, I can't form words right now. How do you put an arch in it? Like in two 20-foot, two 10-foot sections? Like how do you do your arches, I guess is the first question.
Yeah, sure. So I do mine in sections. I put them on mono.
Okay.
And so they're like on what I call sticks. So I just do like mini columns, right? And so then when I get there, all I do is stick the columns on the arch and pop it up. It takes me 2
Gotcha.
seconds.
Okay. You were trained by Dante. I can tell.
He's amazing.
Interesting. So then you have the zipper. I like that too, because I feel like when you have the big mattress bags, when you tie them and you pull the sides together, you're losing so much space because you need to gather it at the top. But the zipper, that sounds interesting. Where did you grab those?
They're on Amazon. I can get you the link.
Very cool. All right. That sounds amazing. And then the last little tip to end on, a small piece of business advice that you would offer our listeners.
Do it now. Whatever it is for you, do it now. Does it mean buying equipment? Does it mean getting your insurance together? Does it mean partnering with someone? Whatever it means for you, do it now. Why are you thinking about it? Why are you putting it off? Do it this second.
I love it. I love it. So encouraging. I could talk to you all day, but let's wrap this one up. Where is a place we can find you online if we want to check out your work?
Sure. The website's funbytheyard.net. And I'm mostly on Facebook at Fun by the Yard. And you'll see me a little bit on Instagram. But again, I'm tech challenged, so I'm not there very often.
And where can we find you in person? Are you going to anything, any upcoming events?
I'm not for a while. I'm going to check out Fulcrum this year, I think, over with Steve in St. Louis.
Okay.
Part of the Float Foundation. But then, yeah, nothing for a while.
Well,
So.
you've had your slew of events this year, so I understand wanting to relax for a little bit.
Take a breath.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, congratulations on your success on, oh my gosh, being on a reality show. How fun. And on the Big Balloon Build, I can say from experience, it is a lot of work and a very long process to finally get past that finish line. So you should be proud that you're finally there. And congrats to Ronald McDonald House for having a huge success as well. That's very exciting.
Thank you so much.
Well, thanks for being on, and I will chat with you soon, I hope, my friend.
Perfect.
Thanks for listening. As usual, I tried to keep it bright and light. Our presenting sponsor is 17 Hats, the CRM I use to cut the chaos and manage my entire balloon business. From the lead capture form on my website to workflows and email templates, invoicing and grab-and-go garland automated bookings, it's all powered by 17 Hats, the best customer relationship management system for balloon businesses. There's even a 50% off coupon code waiting for you in the show notes wherever you're listening. I'll see you next week in another episode.